welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to take you through some of the t-shirts I sourced this month for my shops. I decided recently to focus a bit more on streetwear and on t-shirts and vintage t-shirts in particular. And I feel like since making that decision, I was a bit blessed by the thrift gods because I managed to find some pretty amazing pieces over the past month. So I wanted to take you over some of what I found in this video. So let's get into it. Early on, I found this vintage Canadians red t-shirt. I am here in Canada. I'm not much of a sports aficionado, but I just knew this was a really beautiful vintage piece. You can see the sunlight coming through. It's got that kind of perfect soft fade to it. The logo's quite faded, but otherwise it's in really great condition. There's no holes or tears or anything like that. So that was one of the first vintage tees I found. Next up is a vintage Nike Alabama NCAA shirt. I can't remember what year this is from. It's in really great condition. There is some cracking on the lettering here, as you can see, but it's a beautiful piece, that crimson tide red with the center swoosh. I think it's an XL or double XL, and it's in really great condition. Then we have a classic Hard Rock Hotel Las Vegas tee. Again, in really great condition. I think this one is a double XL. A beautiful maroon color. No flaws, no tears or rips in it. Beautiful little collector's piece there. This was something I found at my local Thrift by the Pound here in Toronto on Orphis Road. I think it's called Market by the Pound. And so I think I ended up paying a total of, I don't know, $3 for this. And it's by the Korean street brand 8 Seconds. Some of their stuff sells for quite a bit online. I just thought this was a really cool graphic. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. The little logo, circular logo there. And this is in really great condition. It's a sweatshirt, but it's kind of like a thin sweatshirt. It's almost like a long sleeve tee, somewhere in between the two. Next was another thing I found at the Market by the Pound, and I was so excited to find this. I'm an artist as well, and this is a t-shirt based on the artist John Baldessari's work. This is from this series of work he did called the Goya series, and it's essentially pictures of everyday objects with little sayings below them. This is a lamp on a table with "One is civilized and knows what is what" below it. And this was from a collaboration he did with Museo Jumex, which is a Mexican museum. And as you can see here, it says John Baldessari, Goya series, One is Civilized, etc. And it's from a series that he did in the 90s. And I think this exhibition was in 2017. So I guess they did a line of t-shirts for the exhibition. It's in great condition. There is a little bit of a stain down here at the bottom, but other than that, it's in beautiful condition and really hard to find artist tees, especially conceptual artist tees. So I was so excited and thrilled to find this tee. I almost want to keep it for myself. I might end up keeping it. From that same day at Market by the Pound, I found this Carrots by Anwar Carrots tee. It has this cool kind of faded logo, circular logo. And honestly, I didn't know much about Carrots until recently. I found a couple of items and I've done some research, and it's just a really cool streetwear brand based out of LA. If you don't know much about Anwar Carrots and his backstory, it's really worth reading up on it. It's got a kind of a cool story. And he just makes super cool stuff. He collaborates with a lot of different brands, and this one is just straight from the brand itself. In really good condition. It's a bit faded. and maybe a bit off-white now from being washed, but it doesn't have any holes or tears or anything like that. It's in really good condition. Another item from Thrift by the Pound. This is a Ferrari T-shirt, an authentic Ferrari XXL, a Formula One racing car on the front here. This is another one of those things that's really for people who are into cars and racing and Ferraris in general. So I think these go for around 50 bucks. It's in really good condition. Again, no holes or tears. There's no graphics on the back or anything like that. Quite a simple tee, but a nice little collector's piece. Yet another Market by the Pound score is this Dark Victory Catwoman Love Tee. Let me just straighten this out a bit. And this is from DC Comics. It's from a series of comics by, I forget his name. The artist is Tim Sale, and they put out these tees, I think, in the late 90s or early 2000s. And this is a really quite a rare collector's item. The other tees from this series are going for quite a bit of money. I was researching it quite a bit, and I couldn't find any other Catwoman ones for sale. So I think this one in particular is even a bit more rare than the other ones. And it does have a hole here in the sleeve, but it's quite minor and should be sewed up pretty easily by someone. I'm not great at sewing, so I'm gonna just leave that to whoever buys it from me to deal with that. But this is quite a rare collector's piece, so I was very excited to find this. Sorry, my camera cut out on me there. Next up, we have another find from the Market by the Pound. I'm really selling Market by the Pound, but my God, I found some amazing stuff there in the past month. This is a vintage tee featuring Andy Warhol and the Velvet Underground. Super rare find. I was so excited to see this. Again, I'm an artist and super into music, so to have Warhol and the Velvet Underground on a tee, on a vintage tee, I was so thrilled to find this. People sitting on top of a bin, people were just passing over it, so I scooped it up the second I saw it. Has a really old, I don't even want to pull on it too much because it's so delicate, but it's a really old all-style tag on it. It is a double stitch, but it's definitely a vintage tee. Very stoked. Again, this is one I kind of almost don't want to sell because I am so enamored with it, but we'll see how it goes. Another Market by the Pound find, this Reading Rainbow tee. This is triple XL, beautiful light blue color. It just has a sweet retro feel to it. Not an actual vintage tee, but just has that kind of vintage feel and look to it. Then we have this sweet Rick James red t-shirt. This I'm pretty sure is vintage. Oh, in fact, yeah, I did research the tag. It's a Delta Pro weight, and I think this tag is circa around 2003, so it's just barely vintage. It's super cool. I never see Rick James on t-shirts, so I was pretty excited to find this, and it's in really great condition. No holes or tears. Even the graphic itself is in really good condition. There's no cracking or anything like that, so very excited to find this handsome man on a tee. Next we have a Supreme tee. I was very excited. I was at a Salvation Army thrift store here in Toronto and was going through the men's tees and saw a 2-pack, and I was like, well, obviously I want a 2-pack tee, and then realized it was a Supreme tee, which I'm sure most of you know, Supreme tees go for a lot of money on the resale market. This one I think is from 2020, and yeah, I was pretty excited. It's a pretty covetable item. It's a size small and it's in really great condition. It's a little faded from washing, but again, no holes or tears in it. It's in really great condition. And I did make sure that it is authentic. I read everything I could online to analyze the tag and the stitching and everything, and this is a authentic Supreme tee. Very excited to find that. This was something I found at Value Village. This is another really rare collector's item type tee. It's a black label Nike. This is an XL, and it is Godzilla versus Charles Barkley. And this is a reissue of something I think that came out in the 90s, and then this reissue I think was in the year 2000, so it's definitely a vintage tee. It's in really great condition. It's just hardly any fading or anything on it. It almost seems like it was never worn, so maybe someone had it in their closet and just decided to eventually let it go. The one flaw I did find was this little bit of, it's like a manufacturing flaw with this little bit of piping sticking out. But that's really the only flaw on it. The graphic is in perfect unfaded condition. On the back, it has the 4th Series logo on it. And yeah, very excited to find. This goes for, I think, a couple $100 online. So we'll see how that goes. This is maybe my most exciting find of the month. This again was at Market by the Pound. And this is on a Hanes Beefy Tee label. It is a Beastie Boys tour shirt from their In the Round Hello Nasty tour, which is in the 90s. And this is in excellent condition, kind of like the Nike shirt I just showed you. It really seems like someone bought it and then didn't really ever wear it, maybe just holding on to it or just taking really good care of it. The only flaw I found was this little tiny stain here on the front, but it's just teeny tiny. You can barely see it. In such great condition. It has on the back, we got all 3 of the Beastie Boys, MCA, Mike D, Ad Rock, with the little Bonjour Nasty. So this is quite a rare find, especially in such great condition. So I think this is going for, you know, over $250 online. So another one I'm kind of hesitant to let go of because I was a huge Beastie Boys fan, still am. And this might be something I keep for myself. So, I mean, it's a bit big for me, but still kind of in love with it. This is another Value Village find, and this is a vintage Sun Sportswear Inc. shirt. Really old, cool looking label on there. This amazingly cute and funny graphic. Variety is the spice of life. So we've got a cool cat with his whole liquor lineup. I just love this comic graphic style of this artist. I couldn't quite read the signature, Tom something maybe. Really love his style of art. And this is a single stitch, as you can see, so definitely genuinely vintage shirt in such good condition. It has barely any fading. There's no holes or tears. Very well preserved in just beautiful condition. And a really cool kind of aqua-y green color. This is not a vintage tee, but it's just a cool Adidas tee I found from the London 2012 Olympics. I guess Adidas was one of the sponsors there. So it has just like a really cool graphic of kind of like some of the buildings in London, that bullet-shaped building, etc. And the repetition of London and the sort of Adidas logo built into it. And the little Adidas embroidery at the bottom. The tag of this had been ripped off, as you can see, so I don't know the size, but I'm thinking it's an XL or a double XL. Really beautiful blue color. Yeah, just a cool tee. Again, it's not vintage, but it's just cool. And this is not a t-shirt, but it is a sweatshirt. It's streetwear, so I thought I'd throw this in because I was really excited to find this. This was a Value Village find as well. It is a Carrots by And More Carrots hoodie. It's black with the blue, kind of a teal blue logo in such perfect condition. You can see the hood at the back here. No flaws, no fading really. It's in beautiful condition. And I think this one is a medium. Yeah, as you can see, we got the purple tag here. So 2 things by Carrots I found this month. I was really excited about that. This is something I just found this past week at another thrift store here in Toronto. It's just a Champion sweatshirt. I mean, I think Champion is cool. It's not something I get super excited about, but this one just had such a beautiful colorway. This purple is so gorgeous. And then this embroidered script logo is in perfect condition, and it's just in this really gorgeous blue. So that combination of the purple and the blue really caught my eye, and I kind of have to have this one. It's super good condition. I think this is a size medium. And then just yesterday, I found a couple of really cool things at that same thrift store. This is an Odd Future black long sleeve tee, and it has the Odd Future in kind of a watermelon logo, which I think is really cute. And then we have the logo on the back in a larger size. This is in really great condition. It's a bit wrinkled. It could use a wash and a steam, but I was really excited to find that. Another super cool streetwear label. I think it was founded by Tyler, the creator, and they just always have really cool graphics, so excited to find that. And then lastly, this is another thing I found yesterday. This is a Kid Cudi shirt, Indicud on the front with kind of a spacey graphic, and the Kid Cudi on the back there. And I used to be super into Kid Cudi. We've got the little Cudi logo on the sleeve there. But yeah, I used to be super into him when he first came out, and I guess I'm still a fan. I don't listen to him much anymore, but I was so excited to find this tee. So that is basically it. I feel like I got so lucky this month finding some really great vintage tees and just cool streetwear in general. So I just wanted to give a little mini show of some of the finds I came across this month. So let me know down in the comments if any of these are your faves, any caught your eye. Let me know. These are all going to be going up on my shops. I'm on Poshmark, Depop, Etsy, and I just joined Grailed because I have been finding so much cool menswear. To me, it's unisex, but I think a lot of it could be perfect for Grailed, so I joined them recently. So let me know what you think, your faves, impressions, comments, and thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next time.